Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm in downtown Denver, just a little bit outside of the Rocky Stadium, as you should be able to see. So this is basically downtown Denver in its glory, as far as the main buildings of the city. But seeing that it's the new year, and seeing that I have all this time on my hands, where I'm pacing now is basically a trip to memory lane. Because rather than going through this part of town as of now, and I have shown y'all like places like 17th Street Mall and whatnot, or is it 6th Street Mall? It's been so long I forgot. What I'd rather do in this video is show y'all. Now, as I'm making my way to this place, you're probably going to find, upscale places or upscale scenes of this city. But hopefully, provided, it's not too long, or the batteries don't die out, that you'll see a much less upscale part of the city, a part of the city where you'll find it to be a little bit more industrial, a little bit more manufacturing like. And I'm only going to go as far as common sense will allow, because I don't want to go too far for risk of probably being attacked by some wild animal. Because again, when I would go down this road, it would not that anything like that ever happened, but like I said, it was seedy and it was out of the way. I mean, even now you see a lot of cars coming through, so that tells you that it's a major road. Like I said, dealing with a lot of traffic, dealing with a lot of, just industriousness. But for starters, where I'm taking you down is basically the path that I would walk in order to get to work. Yeah. First coming here, one of the first jobs, I believe it was the first job that was assigned to me. I believe so. It was either the first job or it was the second, but I want to say it was the first job, where I would take. Now you see that's basically the middle part of downtown Denver, but we're making our way towards the outskirts. So I would take basically this thing here, something like this RTD rail, or I would take a bus straight to Union Station. And guess how you think I got to work? Once I got off of Union Station, doing what I'm doing now, walking, which would take about a good, give or take about good 40 minutes, 30 if I was fast. And needless to say, because I was a temp there, they didn't keep me on too long. Because, one thing that I learned fast about temp jobs in Denver, they mean what they say when you're temping. You're doing just that, temping. Out here, because back in Memphis, your basic bread and butter, the only way you can make it is finding a temp job there. And as long as you don't start no shit, or try not to start no shit, knowing Memphis, you can, like my last job that I was at in Memphis, I stayed for damn near 2 years. Not that I was making a lot of money or anything of the sort, but out here, They'll work your ass. You'll be lucky if you stayed there for like 2 weeks. So the reason why I want to do this is because I just want to give a physical, I just want to provide physical evidence as far as what I was willing to do to get as far away from that city as I could. The distance, the drive, the willingness, the indomitable spirit to go through whatever kind of bullshit this city threw my way in order to get to where I needed to get to. And now that I'm finally there, you know, I just thought that I would, you know, I feel like it's incumbent upon me. I feel like, you know, I owe a debt to do that, to do just that, to pay a visit to one of these, you know, if nothing else, if not the rest of the places, because it's not like I'm trying to visit the other temp jobs that I was sent to until they eventually, you know, put me somewhere where they actually, you know, put me on permanent. But the least that I can do is return to the place, like I said, as close as common sense distance will allow. You know, that was my first job. And what I was willing to go through, what I was willing to put up with to get away from Memphis. Like I said, all this traffic that you see, and all this industry, and I might as well tell you how much they were paying me too. $13 an hour, which might be a lot of money in Memphis terms, but that ain't shit out here. Because now I'm making damn near 20, and I'm pretty sure by the time this year is over, I will be making 20, well over 20. See, this all stems from something that I learned a long time ago. See, I forget the dude's name, but one of the civil rights leaders basically said, in Game of Thrones, actually, I mean not Game of Thrones, the Hunger Games actually stole this line. And I don't know how they got away with that shit. But the line was basically, see, it's been so long since I said it. I remember it. I just want to make sure I say it correctly, because that's, I mean, it's something that's stuck with me ever since, you know, the trials and tribulations that I faced in Memphis, and the trials and tribulations that I had to face escaping from Memphis and dealing with this city. And it's something that, you know, just sets me apart from, I dare say, the average Memphian, and I definitely dare say the average Colorado, the average Denverite. So I'm gonna take a stab at it. It's something to the effect of that, yeah, there's no progress without compromise, and that there's no victory without sacrifice. And I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof of that statement. Because the things that I have sacrificed and continue to sacrifice just for the sake of victory, the years of sacrifice that I've made. And you know, Sun Tzu says in his Art of War book that hostile armies may face each other for years, striving for a victory determined in a single day. So you may find yourself, on a planet like this, striving for years for an outcome, for a victorious outcome that could be determined in a single day. But that day of victory, with that day of victory, it wasn't something that was achieved in a single day. And I don't want to take anything from Call of Duty, because I think, in the first Call of Duty, it's something in the intro where it's like victory wasn't achieved in one day, but by the sacrifice of millions of men. Well, something to the effect, I'll just say this much. My victory wasn't achieved in a single day, but from years of being on the warpath. And you see this, I don't know if you see this La Quinta Inn, but La Quinta Inn ain't necessarily they got a little Starbucks, or I mean, it is Denver. I mean, even the hoodest parts of this city ain't gonna be just hood, not the kind of hood that I'm used to. Shit, knowing where I come from, like the hoodest of hoods out here, some way, shape, or form is gonna have some sort of it's gonna have a Vietnamese restaurant. It's gonna have a Starbucks. And we talking about Denver's worst hoods, like Montbello and certain parts of Aurora. But you see, it's starting to get a little seedy and out of the way. Like more, like I said, bridges. Like I said, this La Quinta Inn. So I don't know how much time I got left on this thing. I hope this battery don't die down, but I'm gonna just keep walking just to show y'all, the path that I took. Like I was saying, that war path, that even when I was being given a bullshit wage, the willingness that I showed to do everything within the realm of necessity in order to get away from the bad situation that I was clearly in, the hopeless situation that I was in, and couldn't do nothing about, even if I wanted to, other than leave. I'm fully aware that I have very few subscribers.